Chris, did you go back and watch last night's episode?
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was better than I think the previous week.
Honestly, their best episodes are the ones where they don't do like implicit combat encounters.
What episodes are you guys talking about?
You think so?
Critical Role.
I've never watched an episode of Critical Role.
I
I watched that one episode that they did about being a good dungeon master.
I never actually watched that one. I should probably watch that.
That's pretty good. I mean, they basically like go over the main rules of the game, but they do a really good job at going over the rules of the game.
Yeah.
And sort of like teaching you. They do a great job at focusing on the fact that not always do you have to like you don't always have to follow the book. You know, like half of Dungeons and Dragons is made up on the fly, and like if you don't know what to use for something, you can just use anything for anything.
Yeah. It's like they were running an old campaign, and one of the characters uses guns, but in 5th edition there are no guns, so they had to like make something up for his character.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Can you guys see the stream up right now?
Let me see.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool, because I had the chat up and everything else.
Oh yeah, I gotta pop that out.
Yeah. How was everybody's week? What's everyone been doing?
Sick. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone is, just in case anybody is watching, I don't know if anybody's watching right now, we have a vast majority of our cameras off because a bunch of our members are sick from various colds and whatnot. I know a whole bunch of people out here in California are sick after the long burn.
The Burning Man.
Yeah. I've been playing, I'm playing a shitload of Metal Gear Solid. That game is so fucking good.
Yeah, I've just been playing tons of Hearthstone, I'm like, this is like the last month I won't be working for a while, so it's like, let's throw a shot at Legendary to see what happens.
You're gonna hit Legendary like Landon did?
Every day, I wake up and I'm like, what would Landon do?
Feeling
and
like
then I
Pete.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would build a completely different deck because this deck sucks dick.
Hey, Chris, I don't think I have your BattleNet. You want to send it to me in Steam?
Sure.
All right, so I'll go ahead and get us going. Let me turn off the air conditioning. I'm gonna turn this place into a sauna.
Sauna. It's like a
Okay.
sauna.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start then. I want to start off by saying like, hey everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you are here or if you are watching the recording, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Captain Rob. I'll be your host for the evening, and these are all of my friends who you see surrounding me in the different cameras. We are going to go ahead and pick up on our 5th Dungeons and Dragons episode. So far, who wants to give like a quick recap of what's happened so far? Because we're sort of like getting into the thick of it now, of this story that comes directly out of my mind brain. So who wants to give us like a real quick overview of what's been going on so far?
I was actually gonna ask, so not me.
Not you?
No.
I think Chris should do it since he's the only other person on camera right now.
Alright. So, we were originally, let me pull out my notes here. We were originally tasked with finding Jacob the Heart of Tyr by the Church of Redemption. This is a completely homebrewed campaign that we've all kind of added our own input to, and Rob has really facilitated like great conversations and helped us kind of flesh all this out. So I'm Cantharion. I'm a paladin of Tyr, and my group was given a task of finding Jacob the Heart of Tyr. We journeyed all around. We eventually ran into a group that would get us closer to that. We found a bunch of villagers besieged by bandits, which Joe's character, Venator, was captured with. So Landon's character, Vincent, Jillian's character, Shadow, and Kevin's character, Grisham, who we know as Kevin, which is fun. We're all already with the group. But yeah, we found Joe with the group of bandits. It turned out Joe was going to another town. So the first town was Ferndale. The second one, I forget the
Werewood.
name of. Werewood. So we went to Werewood because Joe had a mission there to. He was like a mercenary to basically like help protect this wedding. And we got there and we found out that the bride had gone missing. And we investigated that and ran into like this dripping, gross, like dragon-like creature. It wasn't a dragon, but it was like it had like I pictured venom. I pictured like venom dripping off of it, kind of thing, like that black ooze. And we eventually fought it and charged off. Meanwhile, we had found the corpse of like the bride that Joe was supposed to protect, and it turned out that this bride was supposed to marry the prince of this kingdom. And as we left to fight this dragon, the prince came on the corpse and was like, "Well, assassins killed my bride. This means war." This is, of course, our characters don't know this, but we basically inadvertently started war. That's pretty cool. And then we chased off this dragon into. We fought him. We chased him through this like little crevice thing, and he's just like dead. The ooze is gone, and we just found a skeleton, like a skeletal remains of him, and we think that he was like that. The ooze like devoured the dragon. That's our theory. So we went back to Mauritium. That was the original town where we got the task from. Met up with Priscilla, and we got Priscilla. Priscilla is the Eyes of Tyr. Again, all in the Church of Redemption. And we found a dwarf. I'm flipping over my notes, named Shorty Ironhide.
Shorty Ironhide.
And
Shorty.
he apparently him and
Shorty
his crew
Ironhide.
captured. They captured one of these beasts. So now it seems like our next task is to go that away and check that out.
Fantastic job, Chris. Way to go. You nailed it pretty good there. Only other things of note that happened last time. You guys came back to Mauritium. Grisham, who after he made it back into the main town, decided to sort of wander off and see if he could find anything going on out there. And in doing that, he ran into Handsome Ned and Handsome Ned's gang, where he was roughed up a little bit by Handsome Ned's gang. He then did a whole bunch of drugs, and oh, we got a follower. Thanks so much for following us, Juno Malone. That's actually Jesse. That's a good buddy of mine. So Grisham went off into the town. He got stopped by Handsome Ned and roughed up a little bit. Did some drugs, and then after doing some drugs, he watched his parents drip down into the ground into that sort of like black oozy stuff. So a little foreboding, foreshadowing going on there. Not exactly foreshadowing. I don't know where that's going to come back in. But last we left off, you guys were all inside the main cathedral. So let me go ahead and change this music up to something that's a bit more appropriate to a cathedral. Let's try this right here. And let me pull you guys over to where you need to be. Oop. I need to figure out a way to make this work every time. So I'm going to pull this thing right over here, and we are in the main cathedral. So inside the main cathedral, you guys ran into the Eyes of Tyr, Priscilla, as well as Shorty Ironhide, and Jacob, the Heart of Tyr, who is also there. Shorty came out from the back room, and in this whole room is it's beautiful. There's like these large stained glass windows across the entirety of the room, and an enormous statue to Tyr that stands in the back, and he's holding his hand out, and holding, down by his side he has his blade, and on his waist he has the scales of judgment. And in front of you is a large map of Oberon, which is sort of like this supercontinent that everything exists on. Shorty has last come out, and after talking to you guys about, you fighting that strange dragon creature, actually says, "Oh, I fought one as well." And then you said, well, where did you, did you actually fight it? He goes, "Fought it. I touched it. How else do you think we caught it?" So now you know that Shorty has, and his dwarven tribe have captured something that's somewhat similar to what you guys noticed before. Might be different, but he's noticing similarities in your guys' conversations. You haven't really had an extended conversation with Shorty at all. So Priscilla turns to Cantharion and says, "My friends, I can only thank you so much for everything that you have done. And I'm afraid to ask, but I would like to see you follow through with this adventure. I feel as if there's no one more well-trained for something of this caliber than you individuals. I know it's asking much, but perhaps you can follow Mr. Ironhide to the plains and find out where exactly these disturbances are coming from. Maybe he has more information. I promise, I'll be watching you from here."
And I just do the salute, and I say, "Of course, Priscilla. Tears will be done."
She does the pursuit, the salute back to you. She looks to Venatar and asks, "Elf, I did not originally see you with this band of adventurers, but perhaps you would be willing to extend your services as well. I do promise to reward you dearly."
Yes, I'm very much interested in what these beasts are, as well as my fellow companions' relationship, so I shall be accompanying them to this monstrosity.
She turns to Vincent and says, "Powerful gnome, can I trust that you will go with this party as well?"
That's all I really got right now, so yeah.
That's all I got, man. I got nothing else to do. Ooh. She reaches down and she grabs this purse of coins and she sort of throws it on the table. And as it lands on the table, like, you can see that gold comes out. You don't actually count the coins, but you can, if you were to count it, you would count that it probably adds up to like 200 gold pieces. And she sort of slides it, slaps it down in front of Shadow and says, "Mighty Cleric, I want to thank you once again for everything that you've done. Please, if you will take this offering and share it with your party, I would greatly appreciate it."
Thank you, Lady Priscilla. I come to you from the Hajeni people as a representative. I have here the seal of the Great Priestess, and I present to her my desert flower. And I beseech you that I might find help for my people. We are plagued by the Lachartan, who attack our borders every day, and many are dying.
She takes the flower from you and she holds it very, very careful in her hand. It's very fragile. It's almost like imagine origami with really old paper, and it feels like if you were to touch it like too aggressively, it would just sort of fall apart. So she looks at the flower and she says, "Yes, I've heard of the plight of your people. There's not much that the Church of Redemption can do, but I do have ties to Mauricium and their empire. Perhaps I can whisper into the right ears for you. I promise I will have more information whenever you return."
Thank you, my lady, and I bow.
She sort of smiles and bows back. Normally, people don't treat her as ladylike. They sort of treat her like one of the boys, because she's sort of in the church and all big and powerful and could probably beat somebody's ass. So she enjoys that. She feels really nice. She finally turns to Grisham and says, "And you, half elf, I know that perhaps money is not the only thing that you're looking for. Is there anything that I can assist you with to have you go on this journey?"
No, I'm mostly here for just the money, really. That's really about it.
She smiles and she goes, "Well, if you can continue to do what you've done before, I trust that there will be plenty of that in your future."
Well, I certainly hope so.
She turns to Shorty, and Shorty looks back up at her, and he's like, "All right, are we done with this then? Because I'm ready to go." He looks out. He looks at all of you. He's like slightly taller than Vincent. So he's like looking up at all of you and then looks down like head to head with Vincent. And he goes, "So, can you ride?"
We're all ready to ride. I just look around and I nod and I say we've ridden the past few days. We're more than ready.
Well, fantastic, because you're gonna ride some more. And he slaps his hand on the table, and then like starts sauntering off. He's wearing like this like big old chainmail, so while he walks, he sort of like waddles. It's like as he's like walking across the floor to the exit. And he turns around and he goes, "Well, go on, be quick with you."
Rob, I wanted to ask before we leave the church. I was wondering if like in game I would know, like if I wanted to requisition armor, would the church have anything to do with that? Would we have any discounts or ties with that? Because obviously we like to emblazon the logo everywhere, so I assume like there's like a contact within the church that I could go to like get my measurements and get something started.
It's probably similar to something like the housing that you found before. They probably don't just make it and give it out for free, but they probably give it to you at like a hefty discount. So they can sort of like size you up and construct armor that is more ornate than like what normal armor would be, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, because at some point I'd like to requisition some plate, but I don't think I have enough money yet. I was just curious.
Well, yeah, you would definitely be able to do that, no problem.
Yeah, would I just do it just like through Priscilla, or would it just be like a random contact?
I would say you would probably do it through Priscilla. You would probably say like present your armor and say like this my armor is becoming faulty, and I need this in order to do my
yeah.
job.
I was just curious who I would go to for it. So yeah, before we leave, I turn back to Priscilla and I say, Priscilla, I've journeyed far and wide. I've done good work for Tyr. His glory is above all others, and I am now known as the savior of Farendale, as well as Dragon Slayer. I feel that in order to more appropriately embody his spirit, while this armor has served me well over the years, some plate mail armor would be more fitting of his glory.
She looks to you and says, "Oh yes, mighty Cantharion, the slayer of dragons. It's the least that I can do. I will be sure to have Jacob file up the paperwork." And Jacob sort of looks at you in like a, now I have to do this paperwork, but then he like nods and nods back to Priscilla and he goes, "Yes, at once. I will take care of it."
Once again, my thanks, and then I just turn to follow the dwarf.
As you're leaving, Priscilla gives you like the stern salute, and Jacob's like, "God damn it!" But you guys are off. So before we sort of go anywhere, you're still in Mauritium. If you need to get anything or you need to visit any shops or anything like that, you have your chance to do that before you leave the city. And never know when you will return. Everyone's at max hit points, because everyone has all their spells back. Because you guys all took a long rest at the tavern, and no one got in a fight. Surprisingly enough, Handsome Ned didn't cut off more of Grisham's fingers like I planned him to.
While I slept.
That's fantastical. I'd have to start my own guild. Be the 2-in-1. Uh-oh.
No, man.
Yeah, I do have the Journey soundtrack in the background, that's what's playing right now.
I do want to get just like traveling rations and stuff, food and whatnot, basics, supplies. I already have a character sheet, but I'll just refill them.
There's like a whole bunch of shops around, so if you wanted to get some rations or just gather up some food, you could certainly do that. There's as you walk through the main market square, which there's numerous different districts inside of Mauritium. The market square is sort of the first thing that you run into. Mauritium being the head city of commerce in the entirety of the supercontinent, it is the hub. And so everywhere that you come in, the very first thing that they're trying to do is get you to buy shit. And they have shit from everywhere. Like places that you wouldn't even expect. Like even the desert lands where Shadow comes from, you can still find some stuff, and it almost surprises you that it's able to make it all the way out here. So you can find anything that you need there.
With Grisham, I want to get some just basic rations, and then look around for, like a hunter or archer, somewhere I can get a bow.
There's numerous different shops where you can pick up weaponry. There is a shop that specializes in bows and crossbows. If you wanted to pick up something there, and again, there's like fucking 5 of them. So like there's like Steve's Bow and Tether versus like Dave's Fletching Shop or like shit like that. So it's fucking everywhere.
Is there one owned by elves at all? Elves or half elves?
I would say that there's no way for you to tell, but there is one where an elf is like the main. He's like the guy who is there apprenticing, so you can see him. Like you don't know if he's the owner, but he's the one that's there setting everything up.
I approach him and say, "Sir, are you the one that owns this here, Fletcher?"
He puts down his hands and like wipes them on his he's wearing like this an apron, and he wipes his dirty hands on his apron. He goes rubs his hands together and he goes, "No, I don't own this place. I just work here."
Okay, could you point me in the direction of the owner? I wish to purchase a bow, if I may.
He goes, "I can sell you the bow, but owner never shows up."
The owner never shows up, so you run this place by yourself?
I'd say I don't run this place by myself. And like out from the back room comes like a little gnome who's like trying to hold a whole bunch of shit, but like stumbling all over the place and dropping stuff. And as he like drops a bunch of bows on the ground, the guy like puts his hand over his face. He's like, ugh.
So who makes these here? I look down at the bows. Quality bows of yours.
He'd say, that'd be me.
Excellent. And what is your experience here making such equipment?
I used to be among some of the roaming tribes up north, some of the wood elves that were out towards the snowlands. But as things started to get colder and things started to get a little weirder, I traveled down and decided that I was going to settle down in Mauritium, someplace where I don't have to worry about getting ravaged by bears and dragons, as you would say.
Okay. I just require a short bow, if I may.
He presents you with a whole bunch of them. It all depends how much coin you got.
Enough for me to purchase one of your bows, I suppose. I don't know. What are they running for?
How much money would you have? He asks, he sort of sizes you up, like looking at all your clothing. What does your clothes look like? You wearing something nice? Are you wearing like Old Navy, or are you like like Macy's for men?
It's just traveling. I guess just traveling leathers. At one time, they look like they might have been kind of nice, but they're pretty beat up now from weeks, if not months, of being out on the road.
He sees all your clothing and says, "I think I can part with one of these bows for 50 gold pieces."
50 gold pieces? Jesus, was it made of platinum?
He goes, "Have you touched it yet?"
No, but
then it's made of platinum.
Seeing as your little gnome friend there can't even hold a couple of them, I'm not too trusting of your workmanship.
Ooh, Jeremiah? And he looks over towards Jeremiah and he goes, "Yeah, what do you want?"
For that price, no. I think we're done here.
But Jeremiah looks back at you and goes, "Look, you either buying or you're selling or whatever you want, but don't just sit here. We got customers that we take care of."
Where?
Don't you worry about that. Just, if you're buying, you're buying, and if you're not buying, you're not.
All right, yeah, I'll take my leave of this place then.
The elf sees you walk away and he goes, ugh. And as like Shorty goes back to like picking stuff up again, he goes, "I did real good, didn't I, boss?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." Grisham, while you were out, you were able to get your rations. You can get like a pack of 10 rations for like 3 gold, I would say.
All right.
They don't taste good. We're talking like Spam or anchovies, but it's definitely like you won't starve to death.
Yeah, I just want like dried meat, basically.
Yeah, you can get like the equivalent of like like werebear jerky or like what owlbear jerky, I guess. It tastes like shit. It's super like sinewy, so like you have your mouth is like bouncing on it for like 15-20 bites before you're able to put it down. But it's not that bad. You get the teriyaki flavor.
Sounds
It actually tastes
fantastic.
quite nice.
I'll take it.
All right, so you go ahead and
Yeah,
get 10 of those.
Sounds.
I'll go
manly.
grab some of that stuff too.
They and the guy there's like he's like selling like a whole bunch of different stuff. So you can get like owlbear jerky. You could get like ostrich jerky. They've even created like some like lizard jerky like they got down south. But you look at the lizard jerky and at the same time you're like lizard jerky doesn't really look as appealing as some of the other ones would. There's still like some scales on the little meaty pieces.
Sounds delicious.
Are you taking the lizard jerky then?
I'll take the lizard jerky.
All right. You're gonna go ahead and take the lizard jerky. So you guys take all that stuff. Is there anything that anybody else needs?
Yeah, I just need rations as well.
So I would sell it to you the same way. 3 gold pieces. You can pick up all your rations that you want. All right. So, Shorty, sort of, he picks up all his stuff. Now he has like this giant sort of war axe that he's like carrying with him. It almost looks like he wouldn't be able to pick it up because this thing looks huge and heavy. But his like arm is, he is jacked. So he's like carrying this war axe and he goes, "All right, how long's it gonna take y'all before we can get going? I've got things to do."
Yeah, I'd say we just need to mount up and we're ready to go and head like over towards that little stable area again.
Sure, you're gonna go to the same stable?
Yeah.
So you go back to the same stable. The stable hand's there. He goes, "Oh, it didn't take you guys too long. You, all 5 of you again?
Yes, good sir. We require the same mounts we had last time would do just fine.
Okay. Now, let me go ahead and pour all them out there for you. And he goes back inside the little barn area and pulls out all 5 of the horses. Glitter, as they pull out the little pony, has sort of like a little twinkle in his eye when he connects sight with Vincent again. And they feel like, friends reunited. Like, friendship.
Bible thump.
he like sticks out his head. You give him a little like thump. So you guys mount up. Shorty has like he's small, but he's riding like it's a small horse, but it's still like sort of like jacked up. Imagine like Cantharion's horse. So it's very strong, very large. And it appears as if it's spent a vast majority of its life riding across the plains. It's clearly in like better shape than a lot of these traveling horses, because this thing looks as if it was ridden for combat numerous times. The way that Shorty handles this creature is like it's not like it's the very first horse he's ever owned. So you guys take out into the meadows and stuff like that, and you are riding across the plains. So let's go ahead and change this to some plains here, and let me see if I can get Shorty on here as well. So did I make Shorty?
Shorty
Ironhide, there he is. All right. So you guys are all sort of riding out in the plains. Shorty turns to you and he goes, "So, can you tell me about that dragon that you said you saw before?"
It's a strange beast.
"Could you describe strange, please? There's plenty of things in this world that can be strange."
Well, it was a dragon in its shape, but very much viscous in form.
Viscous?
Yeah, it was very slimy. It was just like dripping. And then eventually, after we chased it down, it smacked into a rock face and then proceeded to dissolve and go into the rock, into the mountainside.
He laughs. Grisham, what's the drug that you take?
Raven's Eye.
Raven's Eye. He laughs and he goes, "Oh, I reckon you might have been hitting the Raven's Eye a little bit too hard there, mate. There's no way that a dragon would slam into the side of a rock and just disappear."
Well, you asked what strange was, and I'm telling you, it's
Yes.
strange.
It wasn't the creature. Did we keep that vial, or did we give it to Priscilla? Like the vial that Shadow collected?
I think Shadow showed it to Priscilla. I don't know. Did Shadow? Did you take the vial back that had the thing in it?
I don't remember.
Let's say that you did. Yeah, let's say you did.
And I just, I point to Shadow and I say, we still have a vial of whatever creature this was, but it was some sort of parasite almost. It was like a dripping blackness, and the dragon we fought did not seem to be in control. It seemed like whatever that creature was the body.
He looks at you sort of bewildered. He goes, "But you said it was black. That doesn't sound like what we found at all."
Was yours a different color? Was it? Because like I said, ours was like a dripping, like an ooze almost.
Oh, aye. The creature looked a bit different. Imagine an enormous wolf surrounded by flame. But it's something that I'd never seen before in my entire life. And I've grown up my entire life across these plains. I've done nothing but ride since I was just a wee lad, like this gentleman over here. He sort of leans over and gestures to Vincent. He turns to you and says, "I don't believe I got any of your names before."
I'm so sorry. I am Cantharion, Might of Tyr, Savior of Farendale, and Slayer of Dragons. My companions, and I just motion around, this is Shadow,
Hello.
cleric and healer extraordinaire. Her faith and healing knows no bound. We have, of course, Vincent, whose might with all of the elements are his to command. We have Venator, a recent addition, but his skills with a sword are unparalleled. And of course, Kevin, he is good at things, I am sure.
He sort of nods at each of you as you introduce everybody. "Oh, you said Vincent was able to control the elements there."
Yeah, a bit.
He turns to you. "Would you be one of them spell slingers then?"
We don't let it be called that, but yeah, I'll take it.
"What do you like to call yourself then?"
Wizard. Mastermind.
"Oh, a mastermind." "Well, that's a fancy name for you that you city folk give yourselves. We just call you witches out here." He sort of turns to you and goes, "And I reckon we have a couple of you out here as well. We've seen times where men have gone disappearing, hunting some strange beings, and they never return quite the same." And he sort of like jabs you in the side. "But of course you wouldn't do nothing like that, would you now?"
It's gonna give him kind of a look.
He
I'm pissed.
he laughs, and then when you don't laugh, he's like, "Oh, this one doesn't have much of a sense of humor, now, does he?"
And I just shake my head and I say, "Shorty, Vincent is a skilled member of this party and has proven himself worthy. I am sure this task will prove no different."
He looks over to Grisham and says, "And what about this fellow? He don't talk much, does he?"
But is there something you want me to say? Should I entertain you, dwarf?
He feels sort of taken aback. "Oh, well, I do apologize. I didn't mean to offend you."
Oh, I'm not offended. I was just wondering exactly why it is that we ride away from the cathedral, and after telling our story about what we found, where you were standing there listening, at least I think you were listening, we get out here, and now you tell us that what we found isn't like what you found at all. But we came out here under the notion that what you found is like what we found. So I'm kind of confused about your story, dwarf.
When I came back to the cathedral, I spoke with the people there and told them of what I'd seen, and no one believed me, except for, well, the lady. What do you call her?
Priscilla, the Eyes of Tyr.
Aye, Priscilla, the Eyes of Tyr. Priscilla believed what I had to say, and said that you had gone on an adventure to find some sort of strange being as well. But when I explained it to her, it's nothing that anybody had seen before in the past.
So what you're saying is you considered it equal to what we saw simply because it was so unusual.
Oh, aye. It's definitely unusual.
How far away is it? How far are we riding?
He looks off into the sunset and he goes, "Well, let me ask you this. Do you know how far away it is to get to the ocean from Mauritium?"
Depends on which direction, because I might have an idea.
You're going east from Mauritium.
So what, like 3 days?
I can't remember the map. Like, which way?
He says it would take you an entire 22 days of ride to hit the ocean from Mauritium. We're going about halfway.
Don't quite reckon this is what I signed up for.
He goes, "Oh, don't you worry, we'll have a fantastic time." And he sort of like hits his horse and sort of starts to ride off forward. So,
Food.
You really should. I didn't even think to ask that. It didn't come to me.
So you sort of been riding for a while. You ride all the way into the night. You decide to take camp. You wake up the next morning and you ride some more. Shorty continues to try and entertain you with conversation, but realizes that you guys just don't really like to talk with one another. He sort of like asks you, like, what do you do for fun? Like, what do you like to eat? Like, do you have any hobbies? Like, things like that. Because as a plain dwarf, that's all they do is just go from one place to another and interact with their tribes. They're very social. The tribes themselves are not social. The tribes sort of like butt heads with one another. But imagine like from Game of Thrones, imagine like the calls and stuff, but not as like bloodthirsty. They will kill each other, but like not just, they don't just fucking do it. Like they're more of like outlaws that all exist in the plains because there's not a whole lot out here. So you've been riding for days and days and days, and about 7 days into the trip, you hit what looks to be like an enormous crevice in the ground. And when you get to this enormous crevice, it looks similar to what you had found before inside of the cave. But are you guys seeing this right now? Do you guys see the giant crevice page?
Yeah, it's good.
Crevice in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You find the giant crevice inside the ground, and it looks like what you saw before, like sort of like a giant ditch that was made almost by an earthquake. And it spans for like a very, very long distance, whereas that one you saw just inside of those caves. And on the other side of this crevice appears to be 5 dwarves, all of which appear to be adorned in different sort of attire. But they're all sitting on horseback and have sort of been watching you for a while. One of the dwarves looks at you and he goes, "Halt! Let me actually put your players on here. Venator, Vincent."
Are we riding perpendicular or parallel to the crevice?
I would say that you're riding perpendicular to the crevice, so you just sort of see it, and end up here. Who else am I saying? Shadow.
Me.
And shout a.
And Shouty. Iron.
She's not that short.
There we go. So you guys all come up to this area, and you can see that there's like a sort of a group of dwarves that are going there, and they yell out "halt." And Shorty sort of like holds back his horse, and he leans over to Grisham and he whispers, "I think we're gonna have a little bit of trouble, mate."
So I just look back to Shorty, and I say, "I don't suppose you have any ties with them at all."
He looks at their outfit. He sort of gestures to their outfits. They're wearing a lot of browns and reds, and he says, "Well, this is the Earthshaker tribe, a bunch of rock eaters, and no, we're not exactly friends." He whispers this whole thing to you, of course. and is sort of like hiding in the back, so that way they don't see him.
Can't we just sort of ride parallel for a ways and just sort of leave them behind and then cross or whatever we need to do?
The other tribes sort of they stop you, and if you try and move, I mean, you can try and walk away. I guess.
Well, I'm asking the dwarf what he thinks.
He says,
it's kind. He would know how their, predilections for this sort of thing would be.
He says, oh, these gents are a little more territorial, you have to understand. Anything across the Great Divide, they call it theirs.
So I'll just
So
kind
we're-
of ride up to the front while he's doing that.
Were you expecting them then? Or-
He goes, oh, aye, because everything that's across the Great Divide is ours.
You are a terrible guide, by the way.
He laughs. He thinks it's a joke.
Should probably have given us forewarning that, when we get to this place, we might encounter some possibly hostile folks. just a thought.
He goes, oh, it's never hostile. It's just fun.
Well, would it be fun if I throw you over there to negotiate?
He goes, oh, I wouldn't recommend that, Kevin.
So I look up to the one, the one who said halt. I'm assuming the closest one, and I say, "Good sir, I am Cantherion, Might of Tyr, Savior of Farendale, and Slayer of Dragons. We have no quarrel with you. We are simply looking to pass by to inspect a great evil menacing our lands."
He rides up on a horse, and he has like an enormous greatsword at his side, and he goes, "Oh, you're church folk then."
Of course, sir. Yes, the Church of Redemption. Yes.
Not often we get you church folk out here. If you want to come across, you're gonna have to pay the toll.
What would the toll be?
He looks back at his band of miscreants behind him, and he says, "It's gonna be 200 gold pieces for the lot of ya."
Filthy naggerin. Trying to rob us back in the city, now they're trying to rob us out here on the roads.
I smile and I say, and this sum will guarantee our safety as we traverse through these lands.
He smiles and he says, "Yeah, you'll be safe."
I just shrug, take out a pouch. I have like 500 on me, so I take 250 of it and toss it. Toss 200 of it.
Wait, so you tossed him 250?
Or 200, sorry.
You tossed him 200 out of the pouch.
Yeah.
He looks at you and he goes, "How much you got left in that bag there, mate?"
Good sir, you know as a church member, I am a man of my word, and I would keep you at yours as well.
He says, "Oh, I see that you are a church member, and I believe in all you church folk after all. But I did catch a glimpse of the man you have in the back there." And Shorty sort of like yells out from the back, "I'll tear your throat out, mate!"
We did have a verbal agreement, and the rights of justice were upheld. I am honoring the laws of your land. If you wish to press the issue further, we'll have an issue.
He goes, "Oh, I don't think we're gonna have an issue. But here's what's gonna happen. I'll take your I'm gonna take the rest of the gold that you have there, and I'm gonna keep that dwarf. And then you all get to get lost."
That's
That
not
I can't
acceptable.
allow. And I just draw my sword, ready to go.
All right, go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna get my money back.
Well,
I need a pen and some new music.
Why does it say? I think I have to restart some.
No, 19. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20 means nothing on initiative, though, unfortunately.
Just felt good. I just want to get it out there.
You got
I mean-
super initiative, son.
it means you would always go first on a tie.
So Cantherion got a 19, Grisham got a 12. What did everybody else get?
Mine's not letting me roll. What the fuck?
Yeah, it says attempting to roll command looking for value of a selected token, but no tokens are selected.
That's weird. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Trying to roll off your character sheet and it says something about a token.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. I can roll acrobatics, but for some reason I can't roll initiative. So I just roll initiative on the thing.
Okay, so you rolled a 14 then?
No, I didn't roll anything yet.
Okay.
got a 7.
Shadow got a 7.
18.
Venator got an
plus
18.
Plus 4, so I got a 22.
And what did... Oh, you got 22?
Yeah, 18
Venator's
plus 4.
probably going first. And Shorty. 1.
He falls off his horse.
Shorty goes down here. And we're going to put these guys right here. Actually, no, fuck that. We're putting these guys right here. Because I'm the DM and I want to put them here. Alright, Venator, you get to go first.
Yes.
Go ahead.
How far apart is this chasm, this crevasse?
I would say it's rough terrain, and it's 10 feet, so it's going to be 2 squares. So it's rough terrain to cross it. Which means it takes a double movement in order to cross it.
Let's see.
How
here.
deep is it though? Is it like super deep? Like
It's not like super deep. It's like the crevice you found before. So for certain spots it's gonna be 5 feet deep, at other spots it's gonna be like 8 or 10. But it's like an earthquake has like sort of severed that spot on the earth.
All right, I'm gonna use. Let's see.
I don't like this song at all. I want to change this.
I want to go, I guess, to the edge of the fissure, if you will.
Okay.
And then I'll use a bonus action to Hunter's Mark, the one that was doing all the talking, the one that picked up the 200 gold.
The one that looks to be the warrior.
Sure.
Okay.
And then I want to hold an action, I guess, if anybody tries to cross. I'll have my short sword drawn. My short sword and my shield drawn.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Next up would be Cantharion.
I'll just use my action to safely get across. Use like a double move. Just get up in that guy's grill. Is that
You're
cool?
probably going to trigger an attack of opportunity if you walk in front of him like that.
Could I do like here, and then like up here just to get up there?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
He, as you do that, he draws like this great sword that it's huge. It's like you're surprised that someone who's so small can hold this thing up. But he draws this thing out and he's holding it out, and he goes, "All right, this is more like it." And at the same time, Shorty like pulls out that giant great axe and he goes, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
And I just shake my head and I say, "You have defied Tyr. There's nothing more to say."
And the two guys in the back goes, "What the fuck's a tier?" Next up is Vincent.
All right, are they like in like a wooded area, or like what's like the surroundings?
There's like tall grass here and there, but imagine sort of like a large plain. Do you remember what Morrison Plantation looked like in Mooresville before we had all the houses and stuff?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of yards that just kind of looked like shit. That's like what I'm imagining. It's just like a big unkempt valley. There's trees here and there, and there's forests around, but there's no forests around where you are right now. They pretty much intentionally were out here in the open to find anybody who might be trying to cross.
Okay. Well, that cancels my idea.
Unless
All
you
right,
want
well,
them
I'll
to
just
be
get-
in a woods, I can put them in a woods. We can put some trees in there.
I was gonna like burn it down.
You
It's
can
gonna-
set the ground. I mean, grass can still be on fire.
Sure. 'Cause since we're divided, I just assumed, that'd be cool.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a shot. Let me know what you want to do.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna move up a little bit so I can get like maybe those guys towards the back, not necessarily all the way in the back. 'Cause I don't think I can hit that. So, and I'm just gonna like shoot a fireball, and hopefully it lights some stuff on fire.
Sure. Where are you gonna throw it?
Between what do you call it? Krillin back there and the black-haired dude.
All right. So you're gonna throw it right here then.
Yeah.
All right. And are you actually using the ability Fireball?
Yeah.
No, Fireball's a great spell. So go ahead and use Fireball. It does splash damage, and they have to do a Dexterity saving throw. And if they succeed on it, then they take half damage.
Okay.
What is your Dexterity?
I'll tell you. 11. Thinking it's 0. Evening out.
Your Dexterity is 11? Okay, so let me go ahead and do a Dex saving throw for these two guys. They both save, so they're going to take half damage. And
Okay.
go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh my god.
Well, they
It's
save
just one
versus his spellcasting ability, not his dex, right?
They
Yeah, I was gonna
no, it's
say,
just
it
it's
usually
just a
does.
normal dexterity. It's like a dexterity save. You can't save versus the spell. The spell always hits.
No,
Alright,
but it's your spell save DC is what they save against.
I mean, they would probably save out of this anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just saying I think it's probably like 13 or something.
Yeah, well, they rolled
Yeah,
a
this is the
14 and a
normal-
17.
This is the normal fireball roll for damage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and we just take half of whatever it is.
Oh, lovely.
That's fireball. Fireball should be like
Firebolt.
66.
No, it's firebolt. Bolt. I just misspoke.
Firebolt.
No,
I don't
it
have
is-
fireball. There's no way.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was just trying to like start something. That's all.
Oh, okay.
moving.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna say that you need to roll to hit with that, don't you?
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. I was just trying to like ignite the ground.
Okay. So you totally missed them, but you definitely ignite the ground. So let me get a good drawing tool. Let me freehand this shit and make it red. So this area right now is on fire. You don't do any damage to them, but you've created a tiny fire that's there.
Yeah, I was trying to
Um,
buy some time so,
so
Get there doesn't get completely owned.
The ground has caught fire. And I'm also going to say you probably have a hard time seeing through that. So they have to do disadvantage if they're trying to shoot something through it. After you shoot the fire, the other guy who you called Krillin in the back, like, brings his hand up and he holds his hand out and his hand is holding fire as well. And he says, "Oh, this is going to be fun."
Nice. And that's all.
Next up is, I'm going to say, this guy right here. Let me go ahead and select move. He's going to move over in this direction. Probably stop right about there. This guy is going to come over here, and he's going to take a shot at Venator. So, what's your DC?
My DC is. Why can I not see this?
This is going to hit you anyway.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it ridiculous?
No, I just rolled a 19. It probably is going to hit you.
Yeah, my DC is 18.
So he rides out towards the side to get away from the fire. He pulls his hand out from his cloak, and there's like a large crossbow that appears to like be latched onto his hand. It's almost too big for a dwarf to be holding onto. But he pulls it out and fires it, and as he fires it, just like sends his arm back. But this bolt flies through the air and lands in your shoulder. You take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Next up is this wizard right here. He's going to come over here, and he's going to attempt to hit Vincent with a chromatic orb. What's your AC?
Solid 10.
A solid 10. So that's going to hit. How much does chromatic orb do? It's 1d10.
I have it upper here. It does 3d8.
3. Damn, that's really fucking
Jesus.
strong. You better hope I roll bad.
You could kill me.
Okay, you're gonna take. I'm gonna take half that. You're gonna take 6 points of damage, but your feet are frozen in the ground. So as he
Okay.
throws out that chromatic orb, he turns it into ice and freezes you into the ground. Freezes your horse into the ground, actually, because you're still mounted, aren't you?
Yeah, I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
This guy is going to run over here, and as he runs up to you, he swings this great sword to attempt to knock you off your horse. What's your AC? Cantharion.
19.
That's gonna miss. So as he swings to like knock you off that horse, you probably like bring up your sword and they clash. And he sort of leans into you to like get up in your face. This last guy back here is going to wander over into this direction and just hold an action. Next up is Grisham. Grisham, are you there?
Trying to figure out how far I can move.
He just thinks slowly.
Want to head over here? Can I engage him across this area, or do I have to wait a turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can engage him from there. You're gonna get advantage if you engage him too, because he's sort of like in that crevice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack him.
As you like
my
prepare to
sword.
attack him, he pulls out 2 daggers, and he's like holding these daggers from the back end. They're like all the pointy bits down here and the not pointy bits up here.
Okay, so if I get advantage on him, that means I can sneak attack, or
Yeah, you can sneak attack if you want to.
It's a lot of dice.
God damn, that's a lot of dice. So you had advantage. So you rolled the 13. Is
yeah,
the
13 to hit.
13 to hit?
So
What's your AC?
My AC is 15.
That misses. So you missed that guy.
Okay.
He so as you like sort of like dive down, you're like slashing at him, and he's like dodging out of the way, very nimbly, all nimbly bimbly like. And you are unable to hit him at all. Next up is Shadow.
She's coming.
Okay.
She was distracted by the kid.
Oh no! It's okay. Important life's more important. I can have Shorty go.
Yeah, that kid thing.
Oh no!
She's back.
Okay, I'm going to lend aid to Cantharion, Venator, and Kevin.
Okay, lend
Which
aid
gives
means they
them-
get +6 to.
It's +5 to their hit points for 8 hours.
Oh wow, that's really good. So you guys all get +5 to hit points for the next few hours. Shorty is gonna come like barreling through here. So he's gonna go up 1, 2, and he's gonna get right about here, and he's gonna stop. So as he was riding, like his horse sort of jumps this gap, and he has this great axe on his back. He prepares. He's not able to do an attack, but he's able to get up in there. Venator, it's your turn.
Let me mark these hit points. Okay. So the guy in the back has magic. Okay. Let's see.
This one had the crossbow. This one had the magic. This one right here has done nothing. This one appears to be a rogue. This one down here appears to be a rogue, and this one right here appears to be a warrior.
Which one did you say has the fireball in hand?
That would be the one that looks like Krillin in the back.
Okay, I'm going to...
He has a Dragon Ball around his neck.
Okay, I'm going to dismount my horse, and I'm going to use Long Strider, which allows me to increase my movement speed by 10 feet. Da, 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 da.
Nice.
And how far can I move now? Trying to figure out. Why's my movement not on here?
It would be like 20 to get across here, because it's two spots to get over this right here.
Okay, I think I can move 30 now. So,
Normal speed is 30.
normal speed is 30.
Yeah, for most of us, I think. I think for all of us, yeah.
Okay, so I can move 40.
Yeah, and
So
then he's
this would
saying...
be-
Yeah, you could probably make it all the way over there to them.
Okay, so this
You
would
wouldn't be able to make an attack whenever you get up in there.
Well, this would be what, 20? You said?
I'm sorry, I missed it. The squares are actually 5, so yeah, that would only be 10. So yeah, you can get over there.
So that would be 10, and then let's see here, and then that's another 20. So yeah, I should be able to make it there with the log strider.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to move up into this guy's space, and I'm going to attack him with my short sword.
All right, go ahead and do that. Wait, can you attack? You already used an action.
Do we get 2 actions in a round or 1 action in a
You
round?
get one action.
You get an action, and then you have, if you have something that says bonus, you can use a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Let me make sure that spell was a bonus. I'm pretty sure the spell was a bonus.
Yeah, it said cast time 1 action.
Oh, so that was an action.
Yeah, so you got all up in there, but now you can't fight him. You can't swing at him.
Okay, that works.
All right. Next up is Cantharion.
I just smile at him really close.
You look at him
Yeah.
menacingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now I'm wondering if I should try to get up there so now Joe doesn't get owned. Can I don't know. Could I try to, like... Maybe I could use an action to try to, like, knock this guy down?
You can,
And
yeah,
then
if you wanted to hit him, you can attempt to knock him off. If you hit him and you do enough damage, we'll just shut off some of the damage and we'll say that you've knocked him, that you can knock him prone.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking if I can do that and then I still have my movement and a bonus action, so I can get up with him, and then I can use. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna try to knock this guy down with like a bull rush, basically.
Sure, go ahead and do that.
Would that be like? Is it just like a standard attack, or would it be like athletics or?
You're gonna do a standard attack. What's your AC?
No, 19.
Your AC is a 19.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that misses.
But I do get 1 for my shield, or no, 2 for my shield.
You get 2?
Yeah, because I have, and I also took a feat that like gives me 1 AC.
Okay, I'm gonna say that you're not gonna do any damage to him, but you definitely knocked him prone because I rolled a 1. So this dude is now prone. He's been knocked off of his horse and he's fallen onto the ground, but he hasn't taken any actual damage.
Sweet, and then yeah, I'll move up. So I'll move up to there, and then so the guy we're kind of squaring off with, was he the one holding the action?
Yes.
Okay, I'll cast Compel Duel. Let me throw it in chat.
Compelled duel.
And it is concentration, so when they hit me, I have to make Constitution saves to try to keep it going. But he has to attack me if he fails his Wisdom save.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
He can't like run away from me.
Sweet.
And if I attack someone else, then it goes away too.
You have compelled the healer to duel you. Vincent,
it's the healer,
it's your
that's
turn.
okay.
You are frozen into the ground, my friend. You can either stay there or you can use your action to get out of the freeze.
Is he frozen or is this horse frozen?
His horse is frozen. Yeah, you could dismount your horse. Glitter is frozen into the ground.
I could just cast from here.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Cast on horseback.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
Drop a
do
fireball on top of Cantharion.
I'm gonna do chromatic orb, but I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do poison version.
Ooh.
Yeah. To the guys we're not. Let's see.
And I was gonna say that warrior, if he's knocked prone, they get like advantage on attacks against him for the round, right?
You get disadvantage on ranged attacks if they're prone. You get
Oh.
advantage on melee attacks, though.
I tried.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna cast it on the warrior anyway, since he's kind of... Let this poison tick. I'm guessing that's what happens, right?
Yeah. He can shake it off, but it'll tick.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cast that bad boy.
Go ahead and roll another d20 because you have disadvantage because he's laying down.
Okay. That's
You gotta
out
take the
modifier.
lower of the two.
Okay.
Wow, that's great.
Nice.
So you're probably still gonna hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, and it is... Yeah, 3d8.
And wow, that's a lot of fucking damage.
There we go.
19.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Off by 5.
So that would be... He's got that much health left. And he's poisoned. Poisoned. Alright. So, next up is going to be the dwarves. So, the guy on the ground, he gets blasted by this poison orb, and it's, you know, like this weird green miasma is like all over him, and as he's like coughing and sputtering, he like swings his axe back around, or his sword back around. He gets up, swings it back around, and tries to hit Shorty with it. He is going to miss Shorty. Next up is going to be this dude in the back, who is going to, I think he's going to try and shift in this direction and attack Venator, who's sort of like coming up in on him. So he's just going to do a normal thaumaturgy against you. That is going to hit. So you take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the guy back here, he's gonna go ahead and make an attack. He's like sort of actually he's gonna take this turn to reload his crossbow. This dude has to fight Cantharion, and he's not gonna be very good at it. No, he's not. So he pulls out this mace and he tries to hit you with it, but as he like swings, it just sort of clashes against your shield and does nothing. This guy down here is going to... how do I want to do this? I want to go right here, right here, right here. And he's going to make an attack against Grisham. Grisham, what's your AC?
What did I say it was?
14? Is that what you said?
15.
15. All right, so that's gonna miss. So he sort of brings his daggers back around and tries to swing at you, but you're dodging them all nimbly bimbly like at the same time. Did I miss anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got them all. Grisham, you're up.
Me and this guy, we're still mounted, correct, on our horses?
Yes.
And he has crossed the crevasse.
He has crossed the Rubicon.
Is he riding like a real sturdy kind of like war horse like the other dwarf that's with us? Like, is his horse pretty?
Yeah, his
pretty
horse
awesome?
is sort of like its job is to be ridden across these plains on a daily basis.
All right, I'm going to attack his horse this turn, and I'm going to try to slash its like front leg or whatever to hobble it.
Ooh, that's brutal. The horse is not a very good AC, so go ahead and give it a shot. That is definitely going to hit, and you definitely hobbled the horse. So as you hit the horse and knock it over, I'm going to say that, let me roll. No, he saved. So he rolls off of the horse, probably ends up about here, but now his horse is down on the ground. He's still able to keep his footing on the ground, though. So he wasn't knocked prone as his horse fell over.
Okay, because I was trying to give myself advantage for like the next round. If I'm mounted and he's not, then I can, hit him from above and
Yeah, you totally can do
ruin his
that.
day.
There's the high ground.
You have the high ground.
All right.
You can't beat me, Anakin. I have the high ground. Next up is Shadow.
Rob, I think you skipped.
Okay, hold on.
Did I? No, you're at
you
the
were
beginning.
after me. You did the move into their grill, and then I moved
You were
up.
first.
Yeah.
Oh, we not been all the way around yet?
No, we're working
Yep.
on
Oh,
it.
my bad.
We're almost there.
Last is the dwarf dude.
Oh, okay.
So Shadow, you're up.
Alright, I gotta move in closer. Okay, I'm going to cast Bane on the 3 dudes in the back by Venator and Catherian.
Bane. That sounds really cool. What does Bane do?
3 creatures of your choice that you see range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving.
Wow, that's super good. That's super good. So they are all baned like
So
behind
those
you.
3 will all suck now.
So you like, what does Bane look like when you cast it? Like, what do you see anything happening whenever you do that?
There's some components. I take like a drop of blood as I sort of fling it across, like I cut my hand and fling my arm in their general direction and maybe spit a few words at them that sound.
I imagine like you flick the blood, and as the blood's flying through the air, it sort of like severs and like turns into almost like little needles. And as it flies through the air, it like sort of lands inside the other people. So like these other people have like these needles of blood that have sunk into their body. Sort of like a curse that you've put on them. It's really fucking cool. Shorty would be up next if your turn's over. Are you all good?
Oh.
Okay, I think you're breaking up. We are gonna go to Shorty's turn then. So Shorty has advantage. Shorty has advantage on this guy, so we're gonna go ahead and make a roll.
Kevin says she's done. We're cutting her off.
Okay. He is going to hit on that, and he is going to do this much damage.
What? My mic
This
is open right now.
All right. Next up is Venator.
Did the caster? Do I get an attack of opportunity for him moving out of my hit range?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Not
I'm
right
going
there.
I'm going to sidestep here, and then I'm going to attack him with my short sword.
All right. Go ahead and do that.
Okay. So it is a 16 versus AC.
That is going to hit him.
Okay, so let me do damage now. Oh, what do I say? Short sword. It is going to do 11 damage.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage to him. So he's taken pretty low as he he sort of stepped back so that he could throw another spell. But as you got up in his grill, you sort of slash across him, and you can feel it you feel it make really good contact against the middle of his body, and he's looking pretty rough right now. Next up is Cantharion.
Alright, I'm gonna take a swing at the guy in front of me with my sword.
All right.
And then if it hits, I'll charge Tyr's Righteous Fury into it to unleash a divine smite.
So you raise like your sword up in the air, and you hear the thunder, and everyone like looking around. It's like, it's a beautiful day out here. What's going on?
So 15.
Shadow, what is your AC?
She's having trouble pushing buttons again.
Oh no!
11.
11. That is going to hit.
Ow.
So I bring it down and I say, Tyr's Justice! And it does 19 damage.
Damn, that's a whole lot of damage. So he's down to this much right here. All right, and next up would be Vincent.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go
Wait,
ahead
did I
and
get
break
damage
free.
also?
Huh? No, no, no. You didn't get hit at all.
Why were you asking for my AC?
Don't
Because
worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
DM tricks, all right?
I accept whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this turn to break free since the fight is moving across.
So you use your action. Glitter's like, fighting against the ice, and finally is able to crash out of the ice. So that's your action. You can still move now if you want to move.
Unless I can get over the thing, then no.
You probably could get to the other side. You wouldn't be able to get very far across it. You could probably get like right to the other side of the gap.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
So
Leave it there.
You get to the other side of the gap. You leave it there. Next up is the dwarves, and your poison as like the head dwarf swings to hit Shorty. He like coughs, and the sword like falls to the ground, and the warrior is down for the count, with that poison on him. He is. Let me put him. Where is that? That right there. Next up is going to be this guy right here. He's going to attempt to heal himself. Or no, he's got to break free of that save, doesn't he? He does not break free of the save, so he has to attack Cantharion. He's going to swing at Cantharion again and go ahead and 18 versus AC.
No, 19.
Not gonna happen. So he like swings this thing around and tries to slam it down on top of you, but Cantharion is like finally starting to be able to be good at fighting, and is able to raise up his sword and like to parry this blow. The dude in the back is looking pretty rough, so he's actually going to charge up a chromatic orb and attempt to throw it at you, Venator. You get an attack of opportunity before he does this.
So do I have to roll an attack roll?
You get to roll an attack roll against him.
That would be a 9 versus AC.
A 9 versus AC? Vincent, what's your AC?
My AC is 18.
Not
Mine's
yours.
10.
Oh, Vincent.
His is 10? Okay, that's going to miss. This is unfortunate for you, because he's now going to try and do a chromatic orb against you. What was your AC again?
I'm 18.
That is going to... Wait, are we favoring the attacker or the defender?
The attacker.
The attacker? Alright, you're hit. And you're going to take... How many hit points you got left?
Enough.
Enough? Okay.
I have,
No, you're not bartering for a longbow.
I have 24 hit points.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Then I'm going to do this. Right. Oh, wait, that's not a D8.
Wait, how
That's
many
a
hit points
D-
do you have?
What's that? I have 33 hit points.
Oh, I thought you said 43. I was like, whoa.
I have 33 plus the 5 temporary. So I have
You
30.
take 12 points of damage, and you're on fire.
Nice.
And I'm also going to do this. Yeah. So this fire that Vincent started is actually expanding. So it's not going to take over this square. It's going to take over these squares right here, and it's slowly sort of like making its way over to these squares right here. So there's fire sort of expanding on this plane. And next up is going to be this dude back here. He's going to make a ranged attack against Cantharion, I believe. Let's go ahead and try and see if we can hit him. 14's not going to hit. So while he's able to reload, he fires this thing off, but you're able to like block it, sort of scays across your armor. Does damage to your armor. So your armor, which already looks dinged up, is now looking extra dinged up. But it's not actually going to hit you. And then this dude down here who is knocked down is going to go at Grisham again and see if he can't get a hold of him. That's going to miss. I cannot hit anything right now.
Except for me.
Yeah, except for Venator, I'm just destroying
How we like
him.
it.
He misses as well. We're gonna go all the way. Nope, it's Grisham's up next. Grisham, you do have advantage because you're mounted right now.
I am going to swing my sword at this dwarf's head.
Oh man.
Just that the big chop. So that's what we're gonna do. Should I roll that as a sneak attack again, or just a normal attack?
I'll let you sneak attack it.
max damage on something.
Wow, you got max damage on damage. And you hit with a 24. So that's definitely going to hit. And you did 20 points of damage on him?
Yep.
Wow. So you swing towards him, and he, like, ducks down, but your blade crosses across his face. And you can see that it's like, you know, he's lost sight in one of his eyes. I mean, you can't see that, but he's looking rough. And he got hit real bad. You cut directly through this fancy hat that he was wearing, and, like, you know, the bill is now cut open, and he sort of, like, stumbles back, and he is looking roughed up indeed. Next up is going to be Shadow.
Anybody have any aid?
Uh-oh, I think you're still breaking up there.
Hear me?
Do I need to end the call and come out and bring it back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, maybe I'm not talking loudly enough. Sorry, not feeling well.
Oh, that's all right. Everyone's a little sick. That's the reason why the cameras aren't on.
I was just seeing if anybody needed any help from me at all. It didn't look like
I'm on
anyone's
fire.
got any damage.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm on fire.
Well, I don't have anything to put out the fire. I'll just have to stop, drop, and roll. Right?
I'm gonna use my stop, drop, and roll maneuver.
I'm gonna yell at you to stop, drop, and roll. I'm gonna yell
Okay,
at you.
let's see. One of the guys back there, let's see. Which one's the healer?
That would be this guy right here. You don't know that he's a healer because he hasn't healed at all because he's been compelled to duel Cantharion the whole time.
Okay, well then I guess I'll just like aim at the guy who's in between them, not knowing that he's a healer then.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Why not?
Sorry, I gotta switch windows. Let's see. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame. The target must succeed on a Dexterity 10 saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. Target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw.
Oh, okay. So does he take damage right now? He takes 5 radiant damage at the end of his turn.
It's
Oh, instant. Nice. So he's down to this number right here. And he takes continual damage on his turn. Do you want to move at all?
No, I'm good right here. I'm sort of central with everybody.
Sure. In that case, it's going to be Shorty's turn. So, Shorty is actually going to ride directly through the fire. He has no regard for the fire whatsoever. And as he's like running through this fire, like, you know, you can see like the fire blasting out behind him, and his horse is like, "No, I don't want to do that." And he goes, "No, we're going." And as he drives into the back, he swings his great axe around at this dude in the back. He is going to hit that guy, and this much damage. And as he swings his axe, he actually knocks him off his horse and embeds the axe inside his chest, and is now like he has like this dude on the end of the axe as he's like just standing there. But that dude is donezo. He is not
Man. Still my kill.
having a good day right there. So he gets all the experience.
So kill confirm.
Kill confirmed.
Damn.
On that one right there. Next up is Venator.
So how's this burn thing work?
You take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay. How do I...
You use an action to put it out.
I will...
Or you can keep fighting on fire like the badass that you are.
Just tear your clothes off like. "Rah!"
now that this guy's dead, I'm kind of like not as compelled to fight. Because the mage's dead. So I'm going to sidestep over here. And I suppose I'll use an action to try and put out the fire.
See, like, Lean, you fucking patting yourself all over the place. Gotta get that fire out. But you're
Is it
able to
like
get
Zelda, where my wooden shield just like erupts and just disintegrates, and I
Yeah,
just
you're
have
like, oh no, now you gotta go get a new Deku shield. Oh, that sucks. But no, you're able to put the fire out and you're fine. Cantherion's up next.
Alright, we'll take another swing at the guy in front of me. This will just be a regular longsword attack.
So that's gonna be a 15 versus AC. What was your AC, Shadow?
11?
11. That is going to hit. And how many points of damage do you do?
9.
9. Do you want to kill him or do you want to knock him unconscious?
No, I want to kill him.
All right. So the might
have
of Tyr
three
comes
with
down
this
from
group,
above
and they-
you, and you just like land it in his shoulder and he's done. Like he goes straight to the ground. So that one's done for as well, right here. Next up is, unless you want to move, you can move too.
I will move. The warrior guy's still alive in the back, or is he dead too? Is it just the mage and then the guy Grisham's fighting?
It's just the rogue. I'm sorry, the rogue and the ranger are the only ones left alive.
All right, I'll move to the ranger. And that'll do it for me.
Next up is Vincent, who has crossed the Rubicon as well.
All right. I'm kind of debating if it's worth it to cast Ray of Frost over this field of fire before it gets out of hand.
Oh, it's always with casting.
I mean, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna move up and I'll do Ray of Frost to try to put it out.
Okay. I'm gonna
Serpents.
say, yeah. Actually, do you have to roll to hit Ray of Frost?
It's a cantrip.
I would say you're probably pretty good at it, and you're able to extinguish the fire there, so that wouldn't be of any true difficulty for you. So you, in true Boy Scout fashion, extinguish the fire before it takes across the entirety of the plains.
Now it's an ice skating rink. Right?
Yeah, now there's like
Yeah.
now there's like these beautiful
Kids can
pieces
play.
of like frozen, burnt tundra there. Next up is the dwarves. So this dude is now surrounded. He's going to pull out a sword and I guess attempt to hit Cantherion. Because you're the one that's in front of him and you look like the big guy. He is not going to hit you with a 2. So he swings his sword around and you're able to parry that out of the way. He has this look on his face like, we made a mistake. And then this dude over here, he's going to, realizing that Shadow is probably like the healer in the group, he's going to provoke an attack of opportunity to get away. No, actually, he's not going to do that. You messed him up really, like, big time. He's going to try and attack you. And he's not going to hit you either. I rolled a 4. So he swings at you, and blinded from like all the blood that's on his face, he swings, but he doesn't get anywhere near you. And Grisham, you're up next. So after he swings, he looks back up with that cut across his eye. What do you do?
I still have advantage. Do I still have advantage on him, or?
Yeah, you definitely still have advantage on him.
That's what I do.
Look at all the fucks I give.
You obliterate him. You have destroyed him. He does not stand a chance at that. So he is donezo. And there's one left alive there in the back. You have a movement action if you want to move, but this guy, he is not getting up.
Does he have anything shiny on him?
Yeah, I would say he has like some nice clothing. Doesn't look like it would fit you though.
Which one of them had our money on them?
That would be this dude in the back.
Okay. Does this guy have money on him too?
He probably has some gold on him, but gold isn't as useful out in the plains. because they're not a really big like. They're more into bartering than they are into, currency. So they have it, and they'll use it whenever they can go different places, and they'll take it from people. But
Well,
they don't really.
I'm just checking his body for valuables. Basically, is all I'm doing. I'm not gonna like strip him naked and take all of his crap.
You
catches my
find
eye.
that he does have he has a dagger on him that once per day you can give yourself +2 to hit.
Okay.
So it's like this dagger of concentration. You can feel that it's when you hold it up, you can feel that it's very balanced. So once per day you can use this as a bonus action to give yourself +2 to hit. Not super OP. It might be a
Like
little
a
bit
mini
better than a normal
inspiration,
dagger.
yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, it's like an inspiration dagger.
Expertly balanced dagger.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it an expertly balanced dagger, and you hold it like the knife juggler from Hearthstone.
It's plus 1d4. You said.
It's +2 to hit once per day.
Oh, okay. I don't have to roll for anything.
No. You just get to put whatever your stats are on it, and then add +2 to hit, one time per day. So if you're in like a really good situation where you can do a sneak attack, you get a little bit of extra to hit that sneak attack.
All right. That's all I'm doing for this turn. So.
All right, and then it is Shadow's turn.
I'm going to shout at the last remaining guy and tell him to yield. Man.
Oh, you're gonna do a command. Go ahead and roll. But you're actually using command.
Yes.
All right. How does it work? Is it based off of their hit points?
I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing it in the thing. I'll have to...
All right. Let me go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw to see if he listens to the command. He saves out of it, so I'm gonna say that he doesn't. He's ready to get the fuck out of here. I rolled a 15. So, yeah, he saves out of it. You can still move towards him if you want to.
Yeah, I'll move in closer.
Cool. You can probably get to about, I don't know, here-ish. Maybe like here-ish, since you're right up on there. But you end up crossing your way across there. Shorty's turn. So Shorty rides over here, and he still has this dude like hanging from his axe. So he like brings his body around with him. But he swings his axe at this dude with like the other end, like the guy's body's still on it, and you're like, wow, Shorty's really fucking strong. He is gonna hit, and he does a lot of damage. Alright, next up is Venator.
I'm gonna, I guess, hit with my short sword against our last remaining dude.
You are like basically surrounding this dude, so I imagine it's like high school where like a bunch of people are like bullying one person.
I got it.
A 10 is going to miss.
Damn.
And Cantharion, you're up.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing. If I hit, I will channel Tears Justice, but I don't.
Oh, you do not hit. So that one's going to be a miss.
Used up all our good rolls earlier. That's
And Vincent, you are up.
I'm sorry, what were you guys doing to this guy? I had to
we're
echo
just-
for a second.
Killing him.
It's a boot party.
Oh. I'm just gonna let you guys do your thing. I don't want to like miscast something and
You're just going to
Screw you
sit
guys
back there
over.
and watch a bunch of people kill this guy?
yeah. I'll just pet the pony or something.
Party's got
Pet glitter.
tonight.
Glitter's like freaking out. He's like, what the fuck's going on, man? You're like, it's cool, bro. It's going to be cool.
Welcome to the real world.
The real world. So this dude is going to attempt to get away. He turns around, and he's going to actually make an attack against Shorty. So we'll see what happens there. That is not going to hit. I can't roll anything. I rolled an 8. Next up is going to be Grisham.
I'm gonna head over to the other guy over here. Check him as well. Oh, actually, you know what? No. What this guy down here that I killed, his horse, I maimed his horse. How badly did I maim it? Is it something the horse can heal, or should I put the horse down because it's
I don't think
demon
the
suffering?
horse will be able to heal from it.
All right, I will take my sword and basically just cut its throat.
You
Put it out of
you
its
mercy
misery.
kill it. Okay,
Mercy kill the horse.
you hit it. You did it.
Save the meat.
Sure, I'll save the meat for the gnome.
Okay.
No, I won't do that at all.
You guys can make your own jerky. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Horse jerky.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, man.
Did this horse have
Sounds-
like saddles or armor or anything? Like, was it?
It had saddles. I wouldn't say it had armor though. Probably not.
I was just wondering if like if it's better than what's on my horse, should I switch it out like his gear for mine?
It's probably a little bit nicer.
Because Grisham's not going to let things, like go to waste. Like if it's better or usable, he's going to.
It's definitely probably a little bit nicer than what you have right now, because this is stuff that somebody owns, and versus something that you have. This horse is a rental, you know.
Right.
Your horse still smells like rented horse, whereas his horse, he's got the new horse smell on of his horse.
Yeah, that's true though. My horse is a rental, and so I'd just be like upgrading the rentals equipment. So
Yeah.
I probably won't mess with it.
All right.
Just gonna leave it behind.
So you definitely you took care of that horse. That horse is not having it anymore.
And then after I'm done with that, I will head towards the other. This guy over here is what I'll be doing next. So.
And Shadow, you're up.
I'm just gonna, I guess, heal anyone who needs it.
I need it pretty bad, to be honest. I'm at like 8 of 14.
Damn, I didn't realize
Yeah.
you were so low. I would have hit you.
So can I just heal to full, pretty much?
Nah, she does she depending on which heal she uses on you. So you heal
Okay.
6 points right now.
All right, then we're good to go. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Next up is Shorty. Shorty's gonna swing at him again. Shorty's going to hit that time. There we go.
NPCs for the win.
And next up is Venator.
Yep. Just keep swinging my sword. See if I hit anything.
Oh, you're probably gonna get it here.
15.
All right, that's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Damage. Short sword with a slayer. It's gonna do 7, 11, 13 damage.
All right, so you actually take him out as you bring your swords down. He's like trying to attack Shorty, but as he turns and sees you, you like catch him right in the chest, goes right through him, and then he's done. You can see, the life sort of leave him as you do that. Finally, when you're all done, everyone has been taken care of. Shorty is sitting there laughing on top of his horse, and he like shakes this body off of his axe. He goes, "Oh, I reckon you all can take care of yourselves then. I understand why they sent you out here."
I'm actually gonna walk over to the mage and just examine his body.
Sure. As you're examining it, as like he's like shaking, he's like, "What the fucking let go!" And then finally, like just falls and lands on the ground, and you sort of scamper over there to check it out. Yeah. When you examine the guy right here, you notice not only is he holding your 200 gold pieces, but he also has an additional 50 gold pieces on him. So he might have roughed up somebody else who was out here before. Other than that, there's nothing of real value on him. Besides, just normal Outlander clothing, things like that.
Yeah, I shake my head and I look for that pouch of 200 gold coins, and as I pick it up, I just look back at Shorty and I say, "Is this how the plains generally are? Are we really going to encounter people with no honor?"
He looks back at you and goes, "Oh, aye. There's plenty of honor out here. There's honor amongst tribes. The fighting's the honor. It's always been that way. You're not just going to be able to wander in and communicate with whoever you want out in these parts, I'm afraid, churchman."
I just nod and I say, "If it is the way of these lands, we will abide."
He goes, "Oh, don't you worry about nothing. You didn't hurt anything. These are just a bunch of rock-eating slobs to begin with." He sort of kicks the body of one of them. Uncultured sons of bitches, all of them.
I'm kind of like examining the body like a coroner would examine the dead.
You definitely notice that the cause of death was a giant great axe to the chest. So, Shorty is sort of, you know, he takes out like an oilcloth and like starts to wash off his axe. He goes, "So, are we done here then?"
Yeah, I distribute the. Kevin found the 50. I just found my 200. So I just I look around and I shrug and I say, "Shorty, could we go somewhere perhaps a little bit safer for us to rest up?"
He goes, "Oh, aye, my tribe is camping just outside here." He
Damn it, Shorty.
he's like, "By the end of the day, we could clearly make it. We could easily make it to where we were going."
Very well.
So, as you all sort of pack up your things, is there anything else that anybody wants to do here?
Are any of them carrying a bow?
There's the one with the crossbow that straps to your arm.
Ah, no, I'm good.
That thing looks badass, though. You can totally take it if you want it.
I don't need anything like that.
All right, fine.
Down.
You can leave the awesome crossbow that I invented on the ground.
Grisham will take the awesome crossbow.
Yeah, you will. It's really
I
fucking
noticed
heavy. It takes one turn to reload, but it's pretty fucking cool. I'll tell you the stats when I make up the stats. Those are making them up on the fly, but it's really fucking cool. I imagine you have to strap it on your arm like the entirety of your arm, so you lose like.
Can I do an unarmed strike and then like fire it into their chest?
What?
You
Oh
just,
yeah, like
an unarmed
just put it
strike.
into somebody and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally, probably.
It'd be awesome. Not gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Take it. Take it.
No, I'm good.
It's so big, it's got so much recoil that you have to actually physically strap it to your arm.
So, I don't really think that Grisham would use it, but he'll take it and probably
Yeah.
sell it or something.
My character wouldn't use it, so I'm not even gonna bother looking at it.
So you go ahead and you pick this thing up, you put it in your bag. It's heavy, but you can still sort of bring it around. But you just sort of like finagle it off of his arm. You notice that there was like 5 or 6 like leather straps that it was attached to. So it took you a while to like get it off of him, but you were finally able to get it. As far as everything else goes, everyone else seems fine. Vincent's horse is okay. It was just frozen to the ground, but Glitter's doing all right. Anybody else need anything?
I think I just start to set off and kind of nod at everyone and say well done as always.
So as you sort of walk off, you're riding for a couple of hours, and the entire time that you're riding, Shorty's sort of talking to you about his tribe. He's like, he goes, "Oh, we're a bit different than the rest of those Earth Shakers. You have to understand, we're a bit more civilized. We don't constantly fight all the outsiders. I mean, we're never opposed to a brawl, but we're more of a enjoyable folk, if you understand." And he's
Sure,
like,
we are going to be welcomed because we're with you, correct? We're not going to like walk up and you're going to join them and they're going to be like, "So, let's fight."
he says, "Oh no, of course not. As long as you got me with you, you're gonna be right as rain." So as you're sort of walking off with these, with Shorty into. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask Shorty, what is your tribe? What do you call yourselves? What group do you hail from?
Oh, we're the Green Ears. You have to understand. He goes, "Oh, do you get it? It's part of a joke." And he like points at his ear and then points down on the ground at all the grass. The Green Ears.
Do you listen to the ground?
He looks at you like really confused, like clearly you don't get the joke. It's not a funny joke. It's not supposed to make any fucking sense. But no, he looks at you confused, like, "No, who would ever would listen to the ground?" But yeah, he's part of the Green Ear tribe, versus the other ones who are the Earth Shakers.
And are we going to be meeting with? Do you have like a leader of this tribe?
He goes, "Oh, aye, You're looking at him.
So then we're in good company, and continue on, good sir.
He rides off with you. Tells you all about the green ears. Like, they're the oldest dwarves known to man. Like, it's gone down from generation to generation. My father's father was a green ear. My father's father's father was a green ear, and my father's father's father was a green ear. And he's like, telling you about all the things that they've done, how they've expanded their sort of quote unquote empire, and it struck fear inside everyone. Him being like the current man in charge, he never wanted to leave for too long because he sort of yearned for the heat of battle, like the excitement, the energy of it all.
Okay, Shadow's gonna interrupt him and be like, what about your mothers? What did they do? Were they green ears as well?
And she said, oh, my mother was a green ear, and my mother's mother's mother was a green ear, and my mother's mother's, well, she wasn't a green ear, but we don't really talk about her much. So you guys sort of continue off into your way, and you end up walking towards a large clearing, and you can see that in the distance from this clearing there appears to be like an enormous cloud of billowing smoke coming from like just on the horizon. You can see that there's a forest out there, but there's an enormous cloud of billowing smoke coming from this forest, and suddenly a look of sheer terror comes upon Shorty's eyes. Clearly this was someplace that he had been, hoping to take you, the place where he sets up camp, and he starts riding furiously into, like, this fiery forest. As he gets towards the forest, he starts to yell out for his brothers. He starts to yell out, Stephen! He starts to yell out, Zechariah! And as he's yelling out, there's no, like, you can barely hear over the cracking and the crunch of this of the flames as they lash out. Finally, as he's able to make it to the center, he finds what appears to be the bodies of the other dwarves that he was hoping to find. And oh, dang it, I didn't mean to be there. This is messing up my story. He finds, like, the bodies of these dwarves all encircled, and directly in the center of where they all are, there's an enormous black ashen area. And all of these dwarves appear to be downed outside of it. All of them, upon closer investigation, appear to be deceased, except for one. And that one appears to be barely breathing. And Shorty looks out onto them, and he clenches his fist, and he says, "That monster."
And I just look over to Shadow and motion towards the one who appears to be not quite dead. Say, is there anything you can do?
Yes, I can help him.
And as she's doing that, I'll look to
I'm
Shorty.
not quite dead, is he?
He's definitely looking pretty rough. Like, you got one shot to try and keep him alive.
I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying to try to stabilize him.
So you are able to stabilize him, and as he comes back to life, like, you can feel that the life stops leaving his body. But as you look into his eyes, you can tell that there's something else there, that's more than death, that is haunting this man. And his eyes appear as if they're looking through you. And you realize that he's in a state that you can't help. Although he's alive, he's not there.
I'll hold him and try to console him and see if he can hear me. Are you there? Can you hear us?
all you hear like breath attempt to leave his throat, but that's it. I imagine it's like The Walking Dead. Like you hear like the of like it's like really really intense post-traumatic stress disorder is what this guy's in. Like not only was he about to die, but he's seen something that he never in his entire life would expect to see.
And I just look to Shorty and I say, "Is this, one of your brethren? Can you help at all? Perhaps he'll hear your voice."
He looks down at him and he says, "Oi, I recognize this boy, and unfortunately, there's nothing I can do for him. But I think I know someone who can." And we're gonna stop it there.
Well,
We're gonna use that as a stopping place. So we'll go ahead and do experience. We'll divvy out everything like that. I'm gonna say that you guys beat 5 people who were basically the same as you. We never did experience before, so we're gonna go ahead and do that on stream right now. I'm gonna say that you guys get 1,400 experience for beating the 5 people who are basically the same as you. And then, did anybody have any bonds that were resolved today?
A lot of combat, so.
A lot of combat today. A lot of combat. Not as much interacting. There's gonna be more the next time we do something. When you
It'll be longer next time. You guys are more than welcome to keep playing. I can't push it. You can't
No,
push
no,
it.
it's totally fine. We all got stuff to do, and I'm gonna do some planning on Saturday, so that way we can sort of get back together and do a longer session next time. But everyone's sick, so we're just gonna keep it like as a nice, short and sweet one. Plus, I really like the idea of ending with Shorty not really revealing who he thinks can help this person, but knowing that someone can. So we're gonna go ahead and end it there. What I wanted to do is thank everybody for hanging out and playing with us. It's been a pleasure, and we hope that you come back. Be sure to hit that follow button, and if you want to, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter. We tweet out whenever we're going to play. As always, my name is Captain Rob, also known as Robert Steinberg. I am an aspiring actor and voice actor out here in Los Angeles. And I'll introduce the rest of my friends. Cantharion, which is my buddy Chris. Chris, where can people find you?
usually hanging out with Bruce Wayne TV. That's about it. I just hang out with Rob, play D&D, play other ridiculous games, and party in Landon Stream.
And we'll go on to Joe. Joe, our good buddy who plays Venator. Joe, where can everybody find you?
I was on Twitch at Joe_OTC. I may be doing a Fallout Let's Play through. Stick around if, follow me if you want to know what's going on with that. So we'll see. See what's up.
Next up, we'll go ahead and go on to Grisham, which is our buddy Kevin. Kevin, who actually made this fantastic overlay that we used the entire time. Kevin, where can everybody find you?
You can't find me. I'm a hermit. I do nothing, ever.
He's our favorite hermit, though.
I'm Rainson on everything, so I do have a Rainson DeviantArt account with a couple things on there.
Kevin also drew his own picture, which looks really fucking cool, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Looks a lot cooler than all the rest of it, because you don't get a cool picture of me. You just have to look at my ugly face the whole time.
Yeah, I don't have a cam, so I got to make up for it somehow, right?
Yeah. Jillian's up next. Jillian, who plays Shadow. Jillian, where can everybody find you?
Again, I'm Jillian Ivy on everywhere that you look, DeviantArt. I'm doing art on Patreon, which I'll put the link into the chat there so everyone can check it out. The art for mine is my pictures and artwork that I've done. And maybe if Kevin and I feel so inclined, maybe we'll make some character portraits of everybody. I'm working on mine. It's kind of rough right now, so I'm not going to show it to anyone yet.
Well, whenever you're ready, we're excited to see it. And last but certainly not least, we have my good buddy Landon. Landon, where can everybody find you?
Yeah, in the mods list, you'll see Bruce Wayne, and you can click on there, and every piece of information is right in front of you.
So I wanted to go ahead and say thank you so much for coming out. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, if you did hang out with us. Again, my name's Captain Rob. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we will see you next Tuesday if we're able to stay on schedule. Hopefully everyone's feeling a little bit more healthy. We'll have some more cameras up there. But Shorty and the rest of us will see you come then.